Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
I'm addicted to porn now, okay? I watch so much porn, I'm like a porn historian. I can give you the history of the Bush. You know, the Bush before 9/11 was not very popular, but after 9/11... Welcome back to another episode of Going Deep with Aman. This is Amandeep saying with Bryan Mutai. Bryan,
Oi,
my producer
oi,
of this show,
oi.
which is a very inflated title, to be honest.
No, it's a good title. It's very catchy. Amandeep. Going deep with Amandeep. It's pretty cool.
You know the reason I give you that title? Because I read a study that corporations are actually saving millions by giving fake, not fake, but like managerial, the name. They just make you a manager and you think you're getting more money, but it's just more responsibility. But you're willing to become a manager because you become a manager. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Yeah, like you're given more responsibility because it seems like you have more responsibility, but it's like not really.
Like identity. You're, I'm a manager, bro. You don't fuck with me.
You become more productive because you heard that and you're like, they're not really paying you more.
Yeah, but at least I'm a manager. And that the same way you are a producer. You're an executive producer. Anyway.
Capitalism, baby. Hey.
I like capitalism.
You like capitalism?
Me, I'm a big fan of capitalism. For example, today at Social 8, we have bared some fruits of capitalism. We've enjoyed capitalism.
That was very capitalist of you. I congratulate you.
Thank you, Americans. Although there's no system that's ever going to be perfect. Whenever because even in capitalism, somebody has to get in power. And when you get in power, corruption.
Yeah, there's winners and losers in every system, I think. It just depends on what you prioritize as like good or bad, you know. So here you could, just be get more money or get more hoes. You decide.
It's always more money. Because hoes are not very tradable in the market, but money you can trade for many things.
The stock market for hoes is crashing.
It's
crashing.
Good. It's good.
And this morning, the stocks for hoes have been 90% decline in hoes. If you have any, you should sell them right now. Sell them all.
Back to you, Aman, with sports. That's one thing I really do love about Americans is their capitalism. They perfected it too much. Too much.
Too good.
Too good. Everything. In America, if you have money, you're everything.
You're it.
I mean, that applies to everywhere in the world, technically.
No, but I feel like you're right. The American one, like the American dream, is basically based off of like profit and like being like forming your whole identity and family around profit. You've afforded a house. You can build that white picket fence. You can afford your children's fees and food and shit. So
I mean, it's not really that far from the Kenyan dream, if you're supposed to say.
It's because we're hacks.
Yeah,
we don't have.
What do you think the Kenyan dream is?
Just be Kipchoge, just like run really fast.
You need man, like Dave Chappelle said, you either gotta rap or sing because you're not getting out of this ghetto, bro. In Kenya, you have to learn how to run fast.
You're not making up the hood, bro. I'm sorry.
I think the Kenyan dream is to become a politician because that's where all the money is, bro. All the money. And the thing is, don't we realize that whenever people get into politics, they suddenly become rich? Isn't that a bit interesting? Maybe it's hard work that you've decided to help people, and people are giving you money. Hey,
so
man,
in tune with what people's needs and shit. Like,
take more money, bro. And they're not even shameful, bro. Like in every movie, whenever there's a politician who's the main guy, always the villain. He's always the guy you need to kill before you give contracts. So
the politician is never the good guy in the story. It's sort of like, oh, you know what? I'll find your needs. Thank you for voting me in. I'll definitely fix your problems.
Even that Lincoln movie. It's a biography, but a lot of people die. It's a good politician, yes, but there's also bad to this guy, right?
Do you know he still had slaves even after that shit?
Hey man, slaves are good. They do things for free.
Shout out Aman.
Shout out Aman. Slaves. Shout out slaves. Shout out to all my slaves. One interesting thing I learned about like the slave trade is So you know how America has a big black population. I'm
Yeah.
sure you're aware of where I'm going.
Oh
at.
yeah, of course.
Because they didn't like castrate their slaves over there. So so there's families that lived there and became part of the system. But you know why there's
shit.
nothing in Middle East?
They did
although
the thing.
although Middle East had like one of the biggest slave trades.
The full stop.
You become a slave wana kuchinja hapo chini bana.
Fudge.
They're like, oh, you think you're in Nyeri right now? Let me show you.
Oh, Akonyeri, bro. Nothing.
That's why they know like black descendants or families or like a
I was gonna ask,
group.
did they do that shit in Argentina, or did they never have any like black slaves in Argentina? Because everyone there's no black people in Argentina, which is so confusing to me.
I think Argentina had a whole kind of what is it when you do genetic modification, like eubonics, not eubonics, eugenics.
Close. Eugenics.
Eugenics. So Argentina had something similar to eugenics, but with policy. I think there's also a lot of massacre of black people.
But didn't they need slaves to do stuff?
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point of a slave. Is
So
to
how
do
did they
stuff.
separate? You know, how did they like? You guys can stick around.
I think the same way they did in like apartheid in South Africa.
right.
You can place laws that do
It
this
limits
things.
a lot of shit, and then like
And even like America right now, there's Chinyamaji, like gerrymandering, where
you
black
can't live
people
around
you
here.
get a
Yeah,
small
exactly.
population, but the other guys get a lot of votes. So you
Yeah.
can do things like. But I feel like that's what happened in Argentina,
Okay.
and also like Argentina.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why it's connected to Hitler somehow.
Oh yeah, it's apparently
For
people,
some reason.
people claim that he ran off to Argentina. Have you seen the young players in Argentina's team?
Uh-huh.
They have a lot of features.
You think Hitler's genes would be the one that wins the World Cup? What if that's what happened?
I think there's a lot of Nazi genes. Like, okay, oh sheesh.
German. Sorry, he
you
meant German genes. Okay, nothing.
You're gonna be demonetized real quick.
But we're not making any money anyway.
Okay, so like people like a lot of tweets around like, hey, look at the young players in Argentina's like team. Like they look very European.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, where did that come from? And then there's a whole like that whole conspiracy theory, like people run off to.
I hear that like the biggest Oktoberfest apart from Germany happens in Argentina. There's a whole village where people just speak in German. They eat Bratislavas. I don't know. That's probably a city. I don't know what German food. Brustwursts. Brustwursts, whatever. Waffles and all that bullshit they eat over there.
Yeah. So
good sausages. And I mean the ones on the porn stars, not the ones on the meat. That's disgusting.
I like that. All right. So, you were thinking about the castrations, right?
Yeah. And most of the black people in America, from what I hear, they're usually from the West African.
Yeah.
Like that's where their history is from, ancestry. But the ones in Middle East were from East African.
Oh yeah.
And so
I mean, logistically, it makes sense. Yeah. All right, cool.
But nothing happened, and nobody. That's the thing about the world. If you have money, nobody really fucks with you. Like Saudi Arabia.
Oh.
We know what they did. Jamal Khashoggi.
Mm.
I'm going to bleep that because I'm probably going to be killed. Those guys have a lot of money.
Oh yeah, bro. They're coming for the open mic in Nairobi. Oh, I heard you say something about our.
They do. And I want to go do a show in Saudi Arabia where an Arab pays me with like a golden watch. Oh, you like thick? Because all stories I hear about Arab people.
You remember the Kevin Hart shit? Like,
yeah.
Oh, like no, it was
Russell Peters.
Russell Peters and the fluffy.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, oh, they came with a Lamborghini the next morning. I was like, oh,
Lil Wayne.
Bruh. I was like, what?
You know the Lil Wayne story?
Uh-huh.
So apparently Lil Wayne had a show in one of those Middle East countries. And he private plane, of course.
Of course.
Young money, cash money, business, YMCB. A milli for a reason. So he lands with his private plane. And Lil Wayne is blinged out, bro. He's rich. And when he goes through the airport, they're like, hey, man, there's a limit. If you wear jewelry worth a certain level, you have to declare it.
Fair enough.
Lil Wayne is a gangster, bro.
He's like,
nah. I'm not doing this shit. He went back in the...
He went back.
He went back in his private plane. And then then he says, I think I'm retelling a story I heard. So he got a call from I guess the
royal family.
The royal family, the main guy.
Okay.
He's like, oh my God, Lil Wayne. Like, I am so sorry, apologize. He's like, what you, he says some expensive, like, is this some white guy name, like Greg Clavin or Tommy Hilfiger? He's like,
Something like
Tommy Hilfiger. Like, I'll get you that. And then he asked him, Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Oh shit.
He's like, for me, Lamborghini is like, what color? Like, black. You'll get it in 3 weeks. Then like 3 days, he gets like a Lamborghini.
Like in Saudi
In his
Arabia
house.
or in America.
Wherever he is, he gets a
Holy
Lamborghini.
shit.
The rich keep getting richer. Lil Wayne doesn't need another Lamborghini. Maybe he does. I don't know. Lil Wayne needs
So all you need to do is like a baby tantrum. Like, I don't want to go with, I want my diamonds. And then like you get a Lamborghini back
No,
home.
that's not what Lil Wayne did. Lil Wayne is a gangster. You don't need to know how much I'm wearing worth, bro. People will come yeah, you know, you know what people will do.
Security
Me, I'm
reasons.
Lil Wayne, bro.
Okay,
I don't need to
fine,
explain
fine.
myself.
Uh-huh.
I'll always defend Lil Wayne's decisions. Like, Lil Wayne is such a dope rapper.
That's so good.
Like, I've seen a video where somebody repeats his bars to him, and Lil Wayne's like, I wrote that? Shit, that was pretty cool.
Oh shit, that's so cool to like think about. Like someone says something so cool back to you and you realize that you wrote it. It's like it's a new level of like.
It happens with jokes sometimes.
You think you write too many jokes, and some of them end up being so good, and you even remember them or something.
It has happened to me. I forgot a joke about my parents one time, and I was with my girlfriend. You know, my lovely girlfriend.
Radhika.
She's very supportive.
Shout out Radhika.
She's on the floor listening to us. This is our first live, actually. Technically, our live first Going Deep With Aman.
This is a live podcast. Let's go. We made it.
We'll get better seats next time.
Yeah.
So I was with her, and she reminded me one of the jokes I did at Churchill show. I'm like, I even forgot that I wrote that. Then I started incorporating it into my bits.
Oh shit.
So yeah, sometimes you make great shit and you forget that you made great shit because you make other great shit.
Man,
Quote me.
Word flex.
Amandeep 2023.
Word flex, but okay.
Nah,
Oh wait,
man.
shout out Radhika. Do you want to say something?
Shout out Going Deep with Amandeep. Better check that the mics are on, bitch. Whatever that intro is.
Do you know the intro?
You better check the mic so it works right, boy. Something like that. Check the mic so it works right, boy.
And then there's a mic stand.
Yes. You know, that's just a YouTube song I luckily found. So, YouTube's audio library.
Oh shit!
It just, I'm like, check the mic so it sounds right, boy. I'm like, I like this.
It sounds really cool. I'm
It's
like,
a very cool
nice.
song.
I'll stick around for this.
Hey man, thank you for. First of all, this Going Deep wouldn't happen without Bryan Mutai. You know, all this equipment, this audio equipment. As you can see, the audio is always better than the video in Going Deep with Aman for a reason.
No. They're both equally good.
I'm trying to let me lick your ass, bro. Let me make you feel good.
All right. Okay.
My nose is brown already. Okay?
Oh.
Thank you for the equipment. And I never thought we'd do. This is probably going to be like the 9th episode. We are doing 9 episodes,
Mileage guy.
bro. The 10th episode is going to be special.
Oh yeah. Who are you thinking for the 10th episode?
Hey man, you're
Dave Chappelle, if you're listening, bro.
Hey, comment if you know anybody that's in the comedians group. I can get comment below. That was smart. Engagement. Yeah. Who do you think though? Your producer.
I'm feeling the best episode I heard so far was the Thai one. That was really good. I felt that one.
There's one thing Thai say that I still remember. He said success has many fathers, but failure is an orphan.
Bars.
No, like bars, man.
Goes hard.
Like Thai just drops nuggets like this. And like he's like that wise guy. You know, he has that wise Kikuyu vibe. He's also half Maasai, so he's like the wise.
I've never noticed that.
You know, the Kikuyu usually take over the Maasai. For example, Nairobi.
The word Nairobi is actually a Maasai word. Yeah.
Even the land. The land was also mostly enough. Kenya was probably mostly Maasai land, and then like Kikuyus immigrated in with the Luos, and then they took over the Maasais. How do you think they feel?
No, it was the white people first. They were like
whatever.
Land, concept of a land. Like we never really understood like land as a ownership. It was just like you just walk around, and look, I can just graze my dog, my fucking cows there and leave. But then white people came in and were like, we'll own that acre of land. And now we're like stuck in this whole system of like, you can't have a home unless you own the ground underneath.
So
shout out white people, let's go.
But how would you? So what if we go back to the no land, but everybody's land concept? Do you think it would actually work. I mean, it sounds nice back then, but now, like if you're supposed to live in the modern century, you're supposed to protect your oil fields, you're supposed to protect your geothermal,
we
whatever.
We need to protect those things because like we wouldn't understand those things that would just like somehow your community would survive of what it needs or what it has, I guess.
Because that is capitalism. It's always growth. We need to do better than last year's numbers.
Yeah, but then at whose expense? You know?
Like the little kid in China.
If you found out that you could sell our oil for more than what I would buy it from you, you'd definitely throw me out of the window, you know?
Hey,
So-
you do the same. Don't make me a villain. Okay?
Yeah, I would do the same thing, for sure. Like, bro, it's like,
This is American capitalism. We're back at it again.
hallelujah.
Here's my suggestion
Uh-huh.
for a government system.
Uh-huh.
It's very absurd, I think. I think the government needs to have a few businesses that it runs on its own
Mhm.
that make profit.
Mhm.
It doesn't need to take taxes from us. I don't know what you call that.
So it has businesses?
Like Kenya, for realistic, it has the postal service.
Uh-huh.
Use it, whenever we use Jumia to send goods to each other, whatever.
We use those guys.
Now Amazon should use like a company like Amazon, for example, could use Posta, deliver goods around Kenya, okay?
Uh-huh.
Make
Then-
profit over there.
So I pay Posta to like deliver my book to you.
people
But
do
then
that.
that 10 doesn't get taxed.
That one the profit goes straight to the government. We don't need to that. The
Oh.
Posta that's a government parastatal.
Okay.
Extra profits go to the government budget. They have KPLC. They could take utilities. I think if you privatize utilities, a lot of problems sometimes can happen, but also not too much reliance on the government. You have to find that middle ground. You know what I mean?
Is there a middle ground? I don't know. Capitalism.
I mean, there's always a middle
There's
ground. But
winners-
anyway, like the
Uh-huh.
government gets all the profits. Like these are government businesses.
Okay.
And so they don't need to tax us. You make as much profit in that. Supply us water. All the profits from water you keep. I don't want like the tap water. You keep the profits. Let Dasani make the bottles. You don't worry about the bottles. The tap water, all the cash goes to you.
Oof.
You handle the main utility like Monopoly. You handle the middle parts, the airport,
But isn't
the train.
whole the game of Monopoly is like someone will eventually take everything?
That's what I said. Not
Monopoly.
the utilities. I was just giving the example of the utilities.
Okay, I get that. Okay, fine. All right.
Do you think that would work? Or the government budget is too big that profit from a monopoly wouldn't suffice?
It will not work. We're all doomed. Have a good time while you're still here.
That has been Going Deep with Amandeep and Bryan Mutai.
All right. It's such an amazing show.
It's free for a reason. Check the mic, boy.
It sound right, boy.